32. Oh, he's 32. Referees for this game, Jeff Weeks from South Australia with the ball. Eddie Crouch is the other referee. Coberg in green, Adelaide in white, and Adelaide from right to left on your screen. Adelaide starting off Mackay, Green, Pearce, Jones and Davis. Pearce with the ball. Good pass inside to Bill Jones. And a foul on the first play down the court, and Adelaide will go to the free throw line.
First team foul for the Giants.
Bill Jones at the free throw line. And we'll have two. Makes the first, as it's the opening score of the game, and with me, Lynn Parnell.
Yes, Bill Jones very strong inside. He's able to shoot the ball from a very high shooting position, and the defence is really going to have to get up close to stop him. As I said, very strong from 10, 15 feet from the basket, and an excellent rebounder.
We expect Jones and Davis to do all the work inside. Wayne Carroll, good handoff to Benny Lewis. Takes it to the paint. Harmison trying to open up Borner. That's Borner with the ball now. And he will take the load inside for Coberg, but couldn't score on that occasion as Adelaide come away with the ball again through Al Green, the pull-up jumper, and can't quite connect with it as Benny Lewis grabs the rebound and sends Wayne Carroll shifting it quickly onto Chuck Harmison, and well covered up by Darryl Pearce. Wayne Carroll connects from outside for two and ties the ball game up at 2 apiece. Adelaide through Jones, Darryl Pearce, Mike Mackay, and he makes it from outside, so some hot hands on both teams.
Yes, Mike Mackay's a big threat from that area. He's been opening beautifully, very strong, very good shooter, and he's full of confidence.
Mike Mackay pinching an opening spot on this team as Coberg go into offense through Mark Wright. Taken into the paint, too many big fellas in there for Wright. Inside to Borner, and that's Coberg's game, but well rejected there by Bill Jones. Sending Davis away. Coast to coast goes Davis, and the little finger roll at the end comes up to 2, and it's 6-2 Adelaide.
And what a great move from Davis. It was a classic 3-on-2 fast break. The defence didn't commit, and Davis was able to go all the way to the basket. Made a hard shot look easy.
Right, inside to Harmison, turn around, and Chuck Harmison connects in reply for Coberg. Expect to see a high-scoring game, Lynn.
Yes, and also a very physical game, Phil. The last time these two teams played, Adelaide was on the road. Coberg won in a very physical game, and I think Adelaide are ready for them tonight.
Pearce losing the ball to Coberg. Benny Lewis away, takes the easy one off the window. And Benny Lewis obviously still favouring that fire just a little bit, because that would have been a dunk in most games. Jones looking to dump inside, but we've got a holding foul inside. I think it'll go against Lewis. It's against Benny Lewis, holding Darryl Pearce, and Darryl Pearce being a bit cheeky, trying to post up Benny Lewis.
Yeah, Darryl was trying to take that cut off that first screen on the shuffle.
Bill Jones altered the shot in midair. That's well followed up by Davis, and that's the 1-2 punch for Adelaide.
And Davis, of course, is an inclusion to the Adelaide West End 36ers team from the last times these two teams met. And Davis really is a superb player. He's given Adelaide West End 36ers a hell of a lot more punch on the boards. Very skillful player from outside and inside.
8 points apiece. We're playing 3 minutes to Al Green inside. He loves the inside game and is fouled. And Al Green is one of the better free throw getters in the business.
Yes, as you said, Al Green loves to get into that low post position, throws the ball up off the glass, makes the basket and goes to the line.
He's got so many moves inside, loves to make that double pump, which really commits to defense. They generally find themselves connecting with an arm or some part of his body. And he has innumerable trips to the free throw line, and pretty successful there too. And the 36ers lead 10-8. Wayne Carroll to Borner again. Borner with the short-range jumper. And it's all Adelaide on the boards as they send the fast break away through Mackay. Pearce is left, outside the three-point line. Take it inside. Mackay into Green posting up. Good defense though from Coberg to really foil that move. and Wayne Carroll for Coburg. Good pass across the key to Benny Lewis, floating, but gee, that's an air swing from Benny Lewis. I think the wind got that one.
Yeah, the West End 36ers are really intimidating Coburg with their defence. I don't think Coburg have got an offensive rebound to date. And here's the fast break.
Good defence there from Chuck Harmison to ignite the fast break. Wayne Carroll wasn't able to make it. The follow-up tip-in didn't go either. And a foul on the play. You could see Chuck Harmison.
Yeah, it's a very nervous start from Coburg here. The layup was missed, the attempted tip-in, and a foul on the third tip-in attempt.
And the first timeout being called by Owen Hewen of the Coburg Giants. So it's a pretty boisterous start by both teams. Really getting that fast break going and not mucking about with the ball too much in the half court.
It's got to be in one move, take it in one move and then go back really strong on him, right? Just take it into him, whack, and then go really after it. Just go straight to the ring.
So Chuck Harmison, as a result of being fouled at the tip-in, goes to the free throw line. And Harmison has been pretty handy on the boards tonight for the Coburg Giants. Missed the early part of this season, or missed a number of games in the early part of this season with a back injury. But seems to be pretty fit now. Former Nunawading Spectre, and now with the Coburg Giants. So extended defence now from the Coburg Giants, but pretty passive defence. And falling back now into the regulation man-to-man. Outside to Mackay. Coburg in a zone. And shifting it pretty well. It's a big zone too. Mackay outside the three-point line. Taken inside. That's a tough shot to make. And follow-up there from Bill Jones wouldn't go. And sending Coburg away again. Through Mark Wright. Mark Wright playing point guard for Coburg. Shifts it quickly inside to Ray Borner. Good move from Borner and rejected. But it's called goaltending. Davis got that one on the way down, and the points count to Ray Borner. 11-10, Coburg in front. Davis takes it all the way, and charging foul. The charging foul goes against Davis. Here it is again. Have a look at. Oh, we didn't. Coburg in possession from backcourt. To Mark Wright to Benny Lewis. Screen coming from Harmison. And the shot doesn't connect from Benny Lewis, but good rebound from Ray Borner. Kicks it outside to Wayne Carroll, and Carroll connects from 18 feet. So it's 13-10 to Coburg. Green. Mackay quickly onto Jones. Pierce. Pierce gets the shot off and connects. He's a sweet shooter, Darryl Pierce.
Yes, and the West End 36 has been looking for a big game from Darryl Pierce. He is a very hot shooter. He's a three-point specialist, and Adelaide really are a threat when Pierce is hitting from outside.
Good handoff there from Benny Lewis to Ray Borner for two, and it's 15-12. So Coburg maintaining the three-point lead. So both teams shooting 50%, and Bill Jones with a big rebound and is fouled on the follow-up shot. So Jones will go to the free throw line this time. And the foul goes against Chuck Harmison.
That's an enormous rebound from Bill Jones. He was fouled on the way up, but he'd be still disappointed that he wasn't able to convert that basket. But he's on the line and he's got the chance to make 2 points.
Yes, it was a fairly innocuous little slap from behind from Chuck Harmison, and Jones should have connected on that one. He would have had a three-point play. But in the meantime, number 14 on your screen has come in for Coburg, and that's Steve Davis, taking out Ray Borner. So Ray Borner sitting early as Jones connects on the free throw line.
And the 36ers are doing it well on the offensive boards, and I think that must be a bit of a worry to the Giants coach Owen Hewen, because the Coburg defence has got to have to start shaping up and keeping the West End 36ers off the boards.
Well, Coburg into offense quickly, but it came off a foot, and that'll be a Coburg ball again. So Ray Borner didn't have much of a respite on the bench, and he's come back into the game, and Harmison takes a seat. Wayne Carroll, front court for Coberg. Davis, Lewis, try to connect on Davis on the give and go, but that'll be an Adelaide ball. So a chance for Adelaide to tie the ball game up again. There's Al Green for Adelaide. Mackay in the backcourt with him. And a little foul on the way there from Mark Wright. And the foul go against Mark Wright.
Yes, once again, Mackay comes all the way around. The defence comes across. And quite frankly, I don't think the defence got there, Phil.
Well, that's the way the referee saw it. Mark Wright has the pass cut out, but it falls into the hands of Wayne Carroll. Looking for Borner. Well covered up by Jones. Here's Borner now. And 3 seconds call against Borner, who was camped on the paint. And they really sometimes overdo it, Coberg, in trying to punch that ball inside. Pearce gets the shot away over Lewis. And it's all Adelaide on the boards. Al Green has the shot rejected by Borner. And hot shot under pressure from Davis. And 15 points apiece as Adelaide have turned the ball over 5 times. In it goes to Borner. Benny Lewis, pull-up jumper. He's short. Mackay grabs the rebound and sending Adelaide away again, but it's Wayne Carroll with a hand in the way. Carroll all the way to the hoop. And fouled on the way, and this will send Wayne Carroll to the free throw line.
Foul on number 5, Wayne Carroll, 36, second personal.
Foul is registered against Mackay.
At the line for 2 shots, Wayne Carroll.
And Wayne Carroll, the starting off guard at the Olympics for Australia, at the free throw line. Wayne Carroll's had an amazing career in basketball. Started off as an under-16 player for Victoria as a centre, went to under-18s as a forward, and now in the open team finds himself as a guard. Grew up very early. Davis goes past Borner, but can't make the shot at the end. It was a good move. Green looked after by Wright. Good pass inside to Davis. Oh, Borner got a hand over the top of it, but Davis was strong enough to connect.
What a strong move by Davis. Borner played defence right, but Davis was still able to carry on.
And Ray Borner travelled as he slipped that time and dived on the ball, but he had both feet off the floor, and Eddie Crouch was quickly onto it and called the travel. So Adelaide in front by 1. 17 points to 16. We've been playing 7 minutes in the first quarter. Jones for Adelaide. Warner has to go a long way from the hoop to take Jones. Green looking to pump inside to Jones on the turnaround. Off the window, the shot looked good but didn't connect. Away comes Coberg through Wayne Carroll. Right on the left, Lewis on the right, and Benny Lewis can't connect. Lewis with a follow-up shot outside to Wright, and no shot there for Coberg. As Davis brings it away for Adelaide. Pearce. Green in the back court. All the way to the hoop to Green, and fouled. And the man I described as the free throw getter has a trip to the line once again.
What a lovely move by Green. Receives the ball very quick off that first step, drives hard to the basket into that low post area that he loves so much.
And so Coberg making substitutions. And they've got Rod Hind wearing number 4, Peter Blight in number 8 on the court. So Hind will obviously play at point guard. Peter Blight in the front court as Al Green connects from the stripe, and it's 19-16 Adelaide. So Hind handling the ball for Coberg. Blight gets his first touch. Long 3-point try from Wayne Carroll is exactly that long, and Al Green away for Adelaide. Shows the steps but can't make the shot. And Mackay over the back, and the referee said it came off a Coberg hand, and Adelaide gets the ball back, but the big crowd here at Apollo felt there was a foul on the play. So Adelaide into offense once again through Al Green. The screen coming from Peter Allo in the game for the first time. 3-point try from Darryl Pearce, can't make it, and Peter Blight grabs the rebound to send Coberg away again. Through Wayne Carroll. shifting it on to Hine inside to Ray Borner. A little jump hook goes down for Ray Borner, and that's a tough shot to make.
Yeah, that's a sweet shot by Ray Borner. The defence didn't put a hand up, and Borner's very confident.
So Adelaide with a 1-point lead, 19-18. Mackay, good move underneath, but that came off the hands of Peter Allies, so this will be a Coberg ball from the back court. So Coberg into half-court offence once again. Peter Blight again to Borner. They really do plenty of that. And this time it pays dividends because Ray Borner will go to the free throw line.
Now goal number 14 for the 36ers, Bill Jones, first goal. That takes Ray Borner on the line, 2 shots.
So Ray Borner at the free throw line with a chance to put Coberg back in front. And Adelaide really doing a job on the boards. Out rebounding Coberg 12-6 as Ray Borner connects from the free throw line. Borner really come of age this year, starting centre on the Australian team, and virtually no one in second place.
Just on that rebounding point, have a look at how the West End 36ers are blocking out. They're going right back to fundamentals, and when the shot goes up, each of the 36ers blocks out.
Well, no need to block out on that shot from Al Green. Connects for a three-pointer to put Adelaide back in front by 2, 22-20. Pierce to Blight. Inside they go to Davis. This is Wayne Carroll, can't make the shot, and Peter Blight runs the rebound down. Blight, the tough shot under pressure, and makes it.
Peter
That
Blight.
be some of the toughest shots in the game, the short-range jumper with a hand in your face. The ball game's tied up at 22 apiece. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Jones looking for someone to dump to. Nothing doing, takes the shot himself, and pays dividends for him. So a really seesawing battle here at Apollo. Borner again. And they really haven't come to grips with that Adelaide yet. And a foul. A foul goes against Adelaide. In fact, it's gone against Bill Jones.
Second personal foul of 36ers.
Borner is a big threat down there. They're throwing the ball in. Ray Borner takes that one dribble on the step, tries to get underneath the basket, or that little jumper or the little hook shot that he's very accurate with just in the low post position.
And with both teams in the bonus, it's Ray Borner at the line to shoot 1 and 1. Borner with the first and makes it, so he'll be paid with a second shot. And they're really working overtime to get that ball into Borner. And in fact, the 36ers have allowed it pretty much. And it's an area they'll have to tidy up if they're going to win this one. 25-23 now. And Adelaide. Adelaide with the ball back court. Mackay. Jones. Long way in the back court for Bill Jones. And steal from Benny Lewis. Read that play so well. He had a little slip there. And a holding foul called. Called against Rod Hine. And it'll put Al Green on the line to shoot 1 and 1. So a pretty boisterous crowd in here at Apollo, really giving the referees some. Adelaide shooting 42% from the floor at the moment. Coberg 37%. So as well as rebound trouble for Coberg, they've also got a shooting percentage problem. But on the other side of the ledger, Adelaide have turned the ball over 7 times and Coberg 3 times. 26-24 to Adelaide. Hine. Right. There's a small lineup in there for Coberg at the moment. With Borner off the court and Hine and Wright sharing the backcourt duties. Ally to Davis. Kicks it outside to Darryl Pierce. And the Darryl Pierce layup in inverted commas.
Lovely handoff by Davis.
Hine, Benny Lewis, and Coberg with his rebound problem. Amazing to see them with such a small lineup on the floor. They've got Harmison out, they've got Borner out, they've got Wayne Carroll out. So Peter Blight's in there as the big man. Davis feeding Benny Lewis. Fall-away jumper for Benny Lewis doesn't connect, and Mark Wright grabs the rebound. Lewis makes the shot this time, so I talk about a small lineup and they start getting ball off the offensive boards. Often the case, they're down by 2, 28-26, Adelaide in front. Pearce looking for a feed and finding Davis, and well held back there by Davis, that shot. Makes it tough for the defensive man. 30-26 Adelaide. Hind for Coberg. This is Lewis. Looking to feed Davis, but he's well covered up. Rod Hind from the baseline. And Peter Alli's rebound sends Darryl Pearce away for Adelaide. Al Green. Ally a long way from the hoop for him. And three-point try from Al Green connects. And suddenly, with the clock winding down for the first quarter, Adelaide have jumped away by 7. 33-26 with 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Hind. Lewis. Inside they go to Peter Blight and losing it. And Hind grabs it back for Coberg. Good pass inside to Peter Blight, but it's a hand from Ally again. So Peter Ally, one of the toughest defensive men in the league. Three-point try from Benny Lewis and connects. 33-29. As Adelaide have a last-ditch chance to score with the clock running down. And that's the end of the first quarter. And the score. The Adelaide 36ers 33. The Coberg Giants 29. Fast and furious.
Here, not all that exciting though at this stage, is it? Okay. Lots of turnovers. Do you want me to talk any more than that?
No, you're fine. Yeah, whatever you feel comfortable with. Tracy, can we just clean up some of those first quarter stats? Right. That's great the way you're feeding those through. Never had such good service.
But you say that to all the girls.
Yes. We have that's 7.
Have we got any rebound stats, Tracy?
Tracy? We got rebound stats? Right. Repeat those. And the second quarter underway here at Apollo with Benny Lewis out to Wayne Carroll and Coberg back to the opening lineup, and Ray Borner scoring immediately for the Coberg Giants to bring it back to within 2, 33-31. Al Green shifting it on to Peter Ally. Pearce with a pull-up jumper and connects for 2.
And that really should be an assist to Peter Ally. Set a beautiful screen and then the handoff to Pearce. Gave him plenty of time to get the shot away.
Well, the shot from Benny Lewis doesn't go down, but he gets another opportunity and does it so well. And Benny Lewis really hitting the scoring panel. 35-33. And Darryl Pearce back again for Adelaide, being hustled by Benny Lewis. That's a pretty good matchup there. Mark Wright has the job on Al Green. Al Green in the first quarter hit 12, and Mark Davis 10 for Adelaide. Al Green adding to that score. off the offensive board. Lewis to Borner, joining in late, and the bounce pass from Ray Borner. They're fortunate to get the ball back there because it came off an Adelaide foot. And timeout being called by Ken Cole of the Adelaide 36ers. First quarter stats, Adelaide turned the ball over 7 times to Coberg's 3. But they shot 48% to Coberg's 39%. Beat them on the boards 15-8. Benny Lewis to inbound for Coberg. Ray Borner looking to distribute from the high post, finding Wayne Carroll on the turnaround. And Harmison on the boards for Coberg. And they're so much stronger on the boards, Coberg, with Harmison in there. He's done a fine job in the early part of this game. 37-35 to Adelaide. Allied. Jones. Looking to get that ball inside. Green and Davis camped in on the paint. And they set up. Jones with the ball again. Ray Borner to meet him. Jones takes the shot over the top. And Bill Jones just has a little too many offensive moves for Ray Borner.
I think Bill Jones would have liked to have been a guard.
I think most forwards fancy themselves as guard at times. Wayne Carroll shifting it out high to right. Hand off to Carroll. And Wayne Carroll shot looked good in flight. But Adelaide coming away again, and that's a wild pass down court from Darryl Pearce. And Al Green, Lynn, has got to be the quickest player in the game, but he wasn't good enough to run that one down.
Yeah, very fast, Al, especially off that first 1 or 2 steps.
Inside to Chuck Harmison, and Harmison shooting superbly in this game. Really keeping Adelaide in it, 39-37.
The 36ers defense has certainly dropped over the last 5 minutes or so. They're really going to have to start picking it up.
Here's good pass inside to Figueroa. Great touch to Figueroa.
That's a lovely move, and that'll give the 36ers a bit of confidence.
Lewis for Coberg. Adelaide by 4, 41-37 as Ray Borner can't make the shot. Davis grabs the rebound and Pearce is away. Met by the Coberg defense. Darryl Pearce with the ball again. Into half-court basketball. Davis. Green. Good pass inside. Quick ball movement for the Adelaide 36ers. And really paying off for them. As Benny Lewis brings it back for Coberg. Inside to Chuck Harmison. So they're using Harmison and Borner inside, high and low. But the shot from Benny Lewis from a long way out, with no rebounders there. Al Green, all the moves from Green, almost losing the ball, but in fact is fouled. And the call goes against Benny Lewis.
It's a lovely move by our Green, beautiful back turn, got a bit of a nudge, kept his balance, held onto the ball, was still looking to take that shot, but the whistle had gone.
And the late hand coming in there from Benny Lewis. 43-37. There's Carl Luke in the game for the first time for Adelaide. Wearing number 44. And he's a man who can connect from outside, but so can Al Green. 3-pointer.
Al Green certainly hot tonight.
Every time Coberg gets close, Al Green puts them away with a 3-pointer. Carroll to right. Looking. So Adelaide really shooting well in this second quarter, shooting 6 from 7 against Coberg's 4 from 9. So whilst Coberg have got more shots off, it's the good shot selection and good ball movement from Adelaide that's giving them the good shot. Carl Luke, Benny Lewis has him, and good jump out there from Ray Borner. Bill Jones is fouled, the basketball count, and Jones will get a bonus free throw. The foul goes against Mark Wright.
And that's Jones. Receives the ball well in that low post. Turns around, nice and balanced, up for the shot. His hands are so high in the air. A foul on the arm, makes the shot and goes to the line.
And Bill Jones, way too much size there for Mark Wright. In fact, Jones, when he really gets those springs going, he's got way too much size for just about anyone in the game. And nice shot from the free throw line. Takes the way to 49-37, so they put a 12-point gap in it. Underneath to Peter Blight, the little left-handed reverse layup doesn't go, and Green comes away for Adelaide. Oh, gee. I don't know who that was. I think that was for someone in J-Row. So 5 rebounds to Bill Jones, doing a superb job underneath. Carroll gets the screen from Blight, but Peter Alloy sticks with him. Peter Blight with the outside shot and connecting.
No talk on the defence. Both players went with the guy with the ball. There was a handoff, easy shot from around the foul line.
And good spin here coming from Davis, but good defence equally from Coberg. Had to alter the Davis shot. Lewis. Wayne Carroll has the open shot and makes it off the window.
Wayne Carroll.
So Coberg come back, 49-41. Yes, a little bit of poor defence and a bit of poor offence from Adelaide has made a 4-point swing. That 12-point lead comes back to 8. As Carl Luke hasn't gotten a shot off yet for Adelaide. So Benny Lewis doing a pretty good job there. Ally looking for Luke this time, and Ally, gee, must have been close to 3 seconds that time. On the turnaround, Davis, and connecting. 51-41. Benny Lewis along the baseline and is fouled on the way, but before the shot went up, and it's Al Green's foul, so Coberg get the ball back from the side. Coberg take the opportunity to make a substitution. So Coberg scoring, but Adelaide continuing to do a good job on the boards, out rebounding them 21-11. And that's one heck of a rebound count. And superb shooting from Adelaide in this quarter, 80% so far. And Bill Jones adding to it.
And the reason for the higher percentage from Adelaide is that their shot selection is a lot better. Coberg keep throwing the ball inside. They're under pressure from Davis and Jones. And consequently Adelaide are able to sort of have that extra time and make the basket.
Well, Coberg shooting a pretty respectable percentage at 52%. That's normally good enough, but not when you're up against a hot shooting team like this. Luke to Peter Ally, cranked up on the shot and decided against it. Good hustle there from Ally, but the ball goes back to Coberg. 4-on-1, Peter Blight. No way they can stop that. Just too many numbers there for Coberg, and it's 53-47. So Coberg doing a good job to stay with them, being out-rebounded so heavily, and Adelaide shooting so well. Oh, Carl Luke losing us. The turnovers that are really costing Adelaide. And Benny Lewis takes it to the hoop for 2. And suddenly, Coberg right back in it. It's 53-49. So Adelaide leading by just the 4 points. That came off Lewis's hands. Amazing game, Lynn.
Yes, Adelaide, as you've already pointed out, lots of turnovers. Lots of the guys seem to have glass hands. They're making some really good shots. Their offensive movement seems to be pretty good, but they throw the ball away. At the other end of the floor, Coberg are still looking to get the ball inside in the low post. They're hitting 53%, but more importantly, they're not making the errors.
A couple of important subs for Adelaide, and that's Ray Wood handling the ball in there for the first time. And just that turnover stat, Lynn. Adelaide have turned the ball over 12 times in the game so far, and Coberg just 3. They're really throwing it away there, but they're in front due to that good shooting percentage and rebound count. Away comes Adelaide again. Carl Luke with his first shot, and good rebound there from Bill Jones, but came down a little goofy-footed and threw in the extra step for a travel. Lewis, 3-point try is short, and Wood, smallest man on the court, grabs a rebound. In fact, grabs a foul out of Peter Blight.
Ray Wood's an amazing player. He often picks up that rebound. And a tremendous guard, able to bring his teammates into the game with his control from the top of the key in offence.
And Ken Cole of the Adelaide 36ers calls a timeout. And I imagine he'd be a bit concerned about that turnover count. He's gone away to a 12-point lead, but Coberg bringing it back to 6.
It's not on, then you give it out. Don't worry about it. Tony, you're doing well.
Have to get that shotgun right in there. Ray Wood with the ball for the Adelaide 36ers. And Rod Hine, reckon he had pretty good position, but a good move there from Ray Wood to drag the foul out of Hine. And that's 2 fouls against Rod Hine. No one in real foul trouble yet. Carl Luke for Adelaide. It's the screen there, not required from Peter Ally. And shifting it quickly on to Mike Mackay back in the game. The move from Mackay, finger roll doesn't go, and that's a Coberg ball. So 55-49, Coberg down. A chance to come back within 4. And a foul, this time by Ray Wood. So a little bit of tit for tat. And Hind has a smile about it. Pretty happy to see that one go against Wood. Carroll, Coberg inbounds it. Davis. Lewis to Hind. Good ball movement to Davis. No one looking at the basket though. Carroll snuck a look. And a little left-handed hook there from Peter Blight didn't go. And away comes Adelaide again. Through Mackay on the turnaround and fouled by Hind. Hind coming in to affect the double team, but only succeeded in grabbing the arm. So 3 fouls now against Rod Hind. And Ray Borner coming back in. Taking out Steve Davis. And with Coberg in the bonus, it sends Mike Mackay to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. And misses the vital first one. So no points this trip as Carroll has it for Coberg. Hind at the point. Lewis in the backcourt with him. Out to Peter Blight, 3-point try. And Ray Borner over the back of Peter Blight. And the foul called against Blight. Against Borner.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Peter Ally blocks out so well, makes great defensive position, and Borner, frustrated, came over the top for the foul.
So Ray Borner with 2 fouls. The Sixers take the opportunity to make a substitution. Luke goes out. So the 5 on the court now for Adelaide. Adelaide have Pearce and Wood in the backcourt, with Ally, Mackay and Davis up front. And Peter Ally at the stripe with the 1 and 1 and makes them both. So the experience of Peter Ally telling it the line. Carroll for Coberg. 57-49. Adelaide in front. Lewis takes it all the way inside and gets fouled on the way, and he will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So the foul going against Davis.
There's a lovely drive. Lewis all the way through. There's the hand foul. And Lewis goes to the line.
So Benny Lewis often drags fouls out of players with that hang time that he's got. He goes into the air and seems to go up there and wait for ground control to clear him to come back down. With the second shot. And it's 57-51 Adelaide. We've got 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Coberg extending defense. Wood in the back court, shifting it quickly to Pearce. And fairly passive defense there from Coberg. Sometimes sometimes wonder why teams extend the defence all the way down if they're not going to play it tight.
Well, certainly there's no pressure on the ball handlers.
Davis posting up low, takes the move against Peter Blight. Blight held his ground well, and the rebound fell to Ray Borner. Inside they go to Borner again. Oh, good pass off to Peter Blight. And good understanding between the two big men for Coberg there, Blight and Borner. Here's for Adelaide, 57-53. So Ally takes it into the paint. Good hand inside there to Davis. Comes back to Ally. He can't make the shot. Oh, gee. And Peter Ally really flattened Mark Wright. And Ally in his exuberance to get the ball really cleaned up Mark Wright.
Yes, Mark Davis was asleep under there. It was a nice little handoff from Peter Ally. In fact, Mark Davis is making all the right moves under the basket. He's making great position. He's getting a good shot away, but he's not finishing off. There's Ally with the ball, and just in frustration, eye on the ball, ran through the Coberg player.
Pretty tough man, Mark Wright. He was involved in a little fracas in Canberra a couple of weeks ago with Tim Morrissey when both players were sent from the court. Peter Blight scores at the other end for Coberg. Ray Wood brings it back into offense for the 36ers. And they watch that 12-point lead slip away. Pierce takes it to the hoop, can't score. Ally can't make it off the boards. And that will be an Adelaide ball. And the Coberg bench is up. They can't believe it. Because that ball appeared to me, Lynn, to come off the Adelaide player.
Yes, and certainly Adelaide are losing a lot of their rebounding strength with Jones off the court.
And similarly for Coberg, they've got Harmus now. I can't understand why he's sat so long. I don't know whether he's hurting. But Adelaide having difficulty getting the ball inside now. 3-point try from Al Green. And it appears that when Al Green says nothing else will work, I'll take a three-pointer. But Coberg with a chance to tie the ball game up. They're down by 2, 57-55, and we've got a minute 20 left in the second quarter. As Peter Blight takes it in, can't score. Borner's rebound, and a foul. I think it's against Ally. And it's gone against Peter Ally. And second foul against him. Harmus, the man I was talking about, coming back into the game and sitting Peter Blight. And as a result of that foul, and Peter Blight sitting after shooting 77%. As Ray Borner scores from the free throw line as a result of that Ally foul. Chance to tie the ball game up on this free throw. Study of concentration, and makes it. So that's a tied score. Suddenly the Apollo crowd's gone quiet. 57 points apiece. There's Wood handling the ball for Adelaide. To Green. Darryl Pierce. And starting to go a little stagnant, the Adelaide offense. Having difficulty finding a way to score. Inside they go this time, and surely, oh gee, the big dunk was stopped. And second one, great defense from the Coberg big men, particularly Ray Borner. Hines outside to Benny Lewis, and couldn't put Adelaide in front. And Mark Wright fell Davis. And Davis will go to the free throw line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Well, Davis was very disappointed, and in fact I'd say embarrassed about missing at the other end. So he was going to grab that rebound no matter what. Took a top rebound, pushed, and comes down to the line to shoot.
So he's rewarded for the strong rebound. And will go to the free throw line to shoot 1-and-1. So Davis to break the tie, and does it. So a chance for the Adelaide 36ers to go 2 in front. But 39 seconds to go till half time. So Coberg will get the ball back with a chance to tie the ball game up, or in fact take the lead if they get the ball. So that's going to be an Adelaide ball. Came out off the Coberg hand. So Adelaide in the driver's seat at the moment. So that shooting percentage really dropping away for Adelaide. They're down to 51% now. 46% for Coberg. Oh, gee. You see why the shooting percentage is dropping away. The easy layup for Peter Ally. One he'd make in his sleep. Didn't go down. Harmison for Coberg. Coberg down by 1. A chance to grab the lead. 12 seconds to go till half time. They're milking the shot clock down. Benny Lewis fires off the shot. Can't make it. Harmison fighting on the boards, and it's a Coberg ball. They get the ball back with 4 seconds to go in the half. So remember the clock doesn't start till it touches a player in court, and they tried the lob pass inside, and it took a second off the clock. So we've got 3 seconds left in the half now, and right to inbound the ball for Coberg.
The clock's right. 3 seconds left, Sixers.
So Mark Wright inbounding the ball. Hind to take the shot. The short range jump shot, and the most unlikely player on the court to make that shot from close range, Rod Hind, puts the Coberg Giants in front at half-time, 59-58.
What a strange game.
That's a weird one. Jesus. I can't see how Adelaide are losing it.
No. Geez, they're making Davis.
Apart from their turnovers,
Davis got the opportunity to make some real nice baskets. And he's doing the double pumps and the rinky dink helicopter spins and all the other stuff that's not really necessary.
and with those crazy little shots underneath the basket, they've... Second half at Apollo, Coberg with a 1-point lead, and they win the tip. Carroll to Wright, Lewis in the backcourt for them, and trying to feed Harmison, cut out by Davis, but Coberg clean it up. Wayne Carroll, that was a 2-point try. Benny Lewis on the board and scores. So Benny Lewis will get the bonus free throw. And the foul goes against Mackay, so that's his third foul. So it's only Mackay for Adelaide and Hind for Coberg, who are in 3 foul situations. Benny Lewis connecting from the stripe and sending Coberg away to a 4-point lead. Green to Mackay. He has Davis on the left. He's covered up. Coberg in the zone. Oh, gee. I was waiting for that call. It was a fairly late one as Al Green really threw in the steps. Strange first half of basketball, Lynn.
Yes, there's been an amazing number of turnovers. Both teams have had players with glass hands. Easy shots that should have been made have been missed. Silly slapping hands fouls. And we really should see something better in this second half because neither coach would be too impressed with their team's performance.
First half turnovers, Adelaide 13, Coberg 3. Mackay takes it to the paint and scores. So Mike Mackay doing a fine job for Adelaide as Borner is covered up, and the good hands coming in there from Bill Jones. It's going to be a Coberg ball from the front court. First half scorers, Al Green had 17, Davis 13 and Jones 12 for Adelaide. Harmison making 2, gives him 9 points for the game, but the high scorers for Coberg, Blight 14 with 70% shooting, and Benny Lewis 13 with 23% shooting. Ray Borner had 14. Away they go, and cleaned up at the back by Chuck Harmison. So a slow start to the second half by both teams. Carroll shifts it outside and gets it back. Oh, a good pass over the top, intended for Harmison, cut out by Adelaide. Away comes, and a double foul at half court as that little fracas between Pearce and Wright. Pearce complaining that he wasn't guilty, but they both appeared to have a little bit of a shove to me. So they'll take a jump ball here. I often find that a tough call with Ken Cole up off the bench there. A tough situation. You've just had 2 players involved with one another. Now you set them up against each other on a jump ball. It really asks for trouble on the jump. But the referee's got a pretty good look at the jump ball. Pearce winning the jump as Wright didn't even contest. And Pearce, inside they go to Davis, and fouled by Ray Borner. And Ray Borner's third foul.
Here's the move. Ball goes inside to Davis, moves to the basket, and there's the arms foul with Borner.
And another foul called. And Ray Borner's fourth. So Ray Borner with 2 very quick fouls, will obviously be subbed out of the game now. In comes Peter Blight. Out goes Ray Borner. And Ray Borner having a little bit of a chat there to Eddie Crouch. He'd want to watch his lip, or his 5th one will come up in the shape of a technical.
Yeah, that's very disappointing for Coberg, because Harmison and Borner together are proving a very big threat.
Mike Mackay wins a rebound on his knees. Pierce from outside and can't make it. Coberg's rebound sending Benny Lewis away. Wayne Carroll behind the back pass intended for Carroll, but no chance of him getting it at all. Al Green taking it into the paint, working inside, up over the top of Chuck Harmison, and Green scores.
Well, what a great move by Green.
Taking it very much into his own hands, but asleep on defense, so the Adelaide 36ers allowing Peter Blight to sneak inside, and the defense at the back was absolutely out to lunch.
And they're the ones that hurt. A great offensive move, everybody's high, only to see it squandered at the other end.
And there's Wayne Carroll's foul. Tried to get the position on Mike Mackay, but certainly wasn't there. And it's unusual for such an experienced player as Wayne Carroll to pick up such a dumb foul. And Owen Hewen for the Coberg Giants calls the timeout.
Well, Coberg have certainly come out swinging since that halftime break.
66-62 they lead. And the Coberg huddle there, that's the Adelaide team, and Ken Cole having stern words to his team. Owen Hewen has got them really working in this second half. Led by 1 at the halftime break, 59-58, and now they've got a 4-point break. But they've got some foul trouble as well. Ray Borner on 4. And he will sit, I imagine, till well into the 4th quarter.
With Borner off the floor, this is where we should have Jones and Davis come to the floor. They should really start to control the boards at both ends of the floor.
Coberg out rebounding Adelaide 4-1 in this quarter so far. Davis. Oh, Mackay in there, and referee Weeks making the call. Goes against Mackay. And that's 4 fouls to Mike Mackay. So a couple of key players on both teams, a couple of the starters on 4 fouls. Peter Blight. Inside they go to Wayne Carroll. The turnaround jumper from the baseline goes down for Wayne Carroll. And Coberg out by 6. 68-62. And this foul will go against Wayne Carroll. That's a pretty soft call too. Carroll did absolutely everything he could to get out of the way. And Coberg into the bonus already. And Mackay will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Mackay was fairly aggressive after that last call, and he was going to go to the basket no matter what, which was probably not all that sensible given the fact that he's on 4 fouls himself.
And making the first of the 1-and-1 will give him a second. So the rebounding load for Coberg is really going to fall on Blight and Harmison now. And both teams back to a more reasonable shooting percentage this quarter. Coberg is up theirs to 50, and Adelaide's dropped theirs to 50. Been playing 3.5 minutes in the 3rd quarter, and it's Coberg by 4, 68-64. Chuck Harmison in on the paint and trapped. And Ray Borner, Chuck Harmison, gets a technical for throwing the ball into the crowd. And Coberg in trouble with the referees.
Yes, I can't really see what Harmison was upset about then. He backed into the defensive player, Jones, who had really good defensive position, I thought, and the travel was definitely on.
So Chuck Harmison has 3. So the big men from Coberg in trouble. As a result of the technical, Adelaide will shoot free throws, and the elected free throw shooter, the fellow who shoots them all, Al Green. 2-shot situation. And when you're a good shooter, the wobblers fall in for you. Making 2 from the line, so Coberg really playing for their indiscretions. And that man Green, you can't keep him out of the game. And Green shooting 8 from 8 from the line. Right cranked up for the three-pointer, but opted against it. Lewis outside the line, takes it to the paint. Short shot, and Davis has rebounded. So Adelaide with a chance to tie the ball game up on this play. Down by 2, 68-66, and Al Green travels. And he won't give the ball up, and in fact it's a technical now against Al Green. So the technical's coming left, right and centre here at the Apollo Stadium. That one called by Eddie Crouch. You think referees might get square sometime, Lee?
Well, you know, Phil, I've never ever criticised a referee in my life, so I probably shouldn't start now.
So at your stage, after the number of years you've been around the game, I wouldn't start. Benny Lewis. He's the designated man for Coberg. Stretches the lead for Coberg to 3. The Adelaide crowd giving him all sorts of raspberries, but Lewis cool at the line. 70-66 to Coberg. Davis all the way to the hoop, and he's fouled by Chuck Harmison, and that's his 4th. So 4 fouls to Harmison and 4 to Borner.
Ball into Davis. Davis takes that baseline drive. There was never any way that Harmison was going to be able to play honest defence, so it just ran straight through Davis. And Davis will score.
So Coach Owen Hewen for Coberg having all sorts of problems. He's 2 big men on the bench, and he reaches deep into the bench and brings out Steve Davis to take Harmison's place on the court. So the Coberg lineup now is Wright, Carroll, Lewis, Steve Davis and Peter Blight. Mark Wright bring it back to Coberg. They're up by 3, 70-67. Coberg trying to clear it out, leaving a path for Wright, but well covered up by Adelaide. Open it up left side for Davis. Here's Lewis. Lewis with a great move, but can't finish off with a shot. And good hands there from Steve Davis to dislodge the ball and get it back for Coberg. Lewis. Carroll. Taken inside, outside to Mark Wright for the jumper. He can't connect, and it's that man Jones on the board. Al Green away. Up against Wayne Carroll and scores. Wayne Carroll did absolutely everything right on defense, but the shot and the move from Al Green was just too good. And we've got a foul off the ball. It's gone against Benny Lewis. So action aplenty, and plenty for the referees to look at. Offensive foul, so no one-on-one shots, as Pearce has it for Adelaide. Takes the three-pointer, but short with it. Carroll's rebound, sending Lewis away. Got a 3-on-2. Lewis with a good spin, takes it all the way himself, and scores at 72-69. Adelaide with a quick reply. The spin from Al Green. Oh, that's a carbon copy at the other end. Lewis for Coberg. And it's Lewis versus Green. Green scores, the points count, and he will go to the free throw line. And the foul is recorded against Al Green. So Al Green protesting, but not doing him too much good.
Coach Ken Cole saying that the shot was taken after the foul.
Well, the referee said otherwise. And Benny Lewis takes the Coberg Giants out to a 4-point lead, 75-71. We've been playing 5.5 minutes into the third quarter. Davis goes out high to get it for Adelaide. Puts the move on against Peter Blight. It's a charging foul against Davis. Good defense, Peter Blight. Held his ground. Wasn't shaken by the Davis move. And Mark Davis now has 3 for Adelaide.
Mark Davis was frustrated on that occasion. He'd had his arms slapped a couple of times, and he was going to go to the basket, and it was good defensive position, and that's why the charge was called.
Rod Hind has replaced Mark Wright for Coberg. Benny Lewis fires off the three-pointer, and Davis grabs the rebound. Outlet pass to Al Green. And Al Green is fouled by Rod Hind. And, gee, that was a tough call. That's the 4th against Rod Hind. Green gave him the old head and shoulders. The connection was with the shoulder of Green, but the foul goes against Hind, and Al Green goes and shoots the one-on-one. He's done that to so many players, hasn't he?
Well, this game's turning into the Benny Lewis Al Green show.
Yeah, I'm sure the coaches aren't all that happy with that. They like to play with all 5 players on the court. Hind now playing with 4 fouls. Peter Blight, threw in an extra step. Lucky to get away with that. Hind follows up, so Coberg with a bonus 2 points. Referees missed that one badly. 77-71. Halfway through the third quarter. And Carl Luke handing off to Pearce. Oh, gee, it's getting physical. And a double foul again between Davis and Peter Blight. So 33 is the call and 8's the call. They're in a jump ball. And how many times have you ever seen, Lynn, 2 double fouls in the one game?
Yes, well, Coberg have obviously come out after their half-time address in a fairly physical mood. I mean, that's how they beat the West End 36ers on their last encounter. But as you say, quite unusual that this sort of thing is happening without there being an all-in brawl.
Well, it's 4 fouls now against Davis. And maybe the physical battle is taking its toll on Adelaide. As a result of the double foul, it's Blight against Davis in the jump. Davis wins that one, but Coberg gets the ball. Away goes Lewis, all the way to the hoop, and scores. Coberg away by 8, 79-71. I wonder whether these teams have got enough horses on the bench to maintain this foul count. Green goes to work against Rod Hind, but the shot is short, and the ball goes out almost. Well saved there by Benny Lewis. Rod Hind back to Davis. All sorts of trouble finding the handle on it, and the basket counts on the goaltending call. The basket counts. That was slapped off the hoop.
There's the move. Up goes the shot. Tipped away. Basket contending called against Bill Jones, and the 2 points count.
And it could be made into a 3-pointer if Steve Davis can connect with the bonus free throw. And it's 82-71. What an amazing game. As Coberg bring that defence up court again. Davis at halfway. Oh, it's a back over half. The referee said he dribbled the ball in the front court and then picked it up. So the rebounds count fairly even for the quarter. Adelaide 5, Coberg 6. But Coberg really playing some good offense. Jump hook coming from Peter Blight into the hands of Davis, but slapped away. This will be a green ball. Slapped away by the Adelaide 36ers. And Coberg get it from the front court. Chance to Coberg to really get a good break here. Benny Lewis with a pull-up jumper. Can't connect. All Adelaide on the boards. Carl Luke's rebound, and away they come. A chance for them to score this time. Let's see what they can do with it on offense. Carl Luke, 3-point attempt, and makes it. Changes the score around, 82-74. Coberg almost turning it over at half court. Behind with a runner. And, oh, gee, runs it down. In fact, ends up travelling. And
both teams taking a lot of bad shots. That was a terrible shot of Hines on the run. 36ers are going to have to settle down their offense. Peter Adelaide just subs in now for Davis. And they're really going to have to settle it down, play some disciplined offense if they're going to get back into the game. And similarly at the other end, Coberg are going to have to play a team game too.
And 3-point try from Darryl Pearce. And we've got a foul off the ball. And we'll have to wait for the referee's call. Intentional foul call. And it's gone against Bill Jones. Now this is going to put Coberg on the line at the other end. And really, there's been some amazing calls in this game. I'm not saying that the calls are wrong, but so many different calls. Certainly not orthodox. 2 lots of double fouls. Plenty of fouls off the board. Technicals all the way. And Steve Davis scoring for Coberg at the strike. 83-74. Both teams still shooting 50%, but for the quarter. But the point is that Coberg have taken more shots. They're 9 from 18. Adelaide are 5 from 10. Al Green drags it in, finding Darryl Pearce with a good pass underneath, but Pearce can't make the shot. Good follow-up from Bill Jones, and that's more of the stuff that Adelaide needs. Benny Lewis beating Peter Blight. Tries to take Peter Alli on with a little left-hand hook. Oh, goaltending. As Bill Jones grabbed that one on the way down. The shot wasn't going to go in by any stretch of the imagination.
Would not have even made the basket.
But that's the way the rule reads. And the turnaround from Al Green underneath. When they need a basket, they go to Green. 85-78. Coburg in front. Rod Hine to Benny Lewis. Outside to Hine. So tough defense needed from Adelaide. Wayne Carroll handling it. Shifting it on to Rod Hine. He's done a fine job for Coburg. Peter Blight can't make the shot, and the rebound belongs to Carl Luke. So away comes Adelaide. Darryl Pearce trying to organise things on offense. Gets the screen from Peter Alloy, and good feed inside to Al Green. And that's the way it's supposed to be in the strip. Benny Lewis, 85-80 now, so Adelaide getting back into it. And Davis immediately scores at the other end for Coburg. So inside 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Oh, big steal there from Benny Lewis, and Adelaide turning the ball over way too much. The slam dunk coming from Benny Lewis, and all of a sudden it's 9 points again. 89-80 with 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Carl Luke. We'll have to watch him outside the three-point line, but another steal from Benny Lewis. Takes the easy one off the window this time. So 2 steals in a row to Lewis. Really changed the game around again. Just as Adelaide were coming back, Benny Lewis takes it away from them again. Screen again from Allied. Same play. This time they shifted on to Luke outside. Short with a shot. Luke gets a second attempt. This one's wide. Peter Allied's rebound. He can't connect with the easy follow-up shot. And Wayne Carroll comes away. They've got 3-on-1 Coburg. Carroll taking it all the way. Scores the 2 and goes to the line as well. And the foul is recorded against Darryl Pearce. So timeout called by the Adelaide bench. Ken Coleman, has he got problems?
He has got big problems. His team's frustrated. There's no way that Darryl Pearce should have fouled on that last defensive move. They're bogged down in offense. Their defense is not working. They're not working as a team. I think Coburg have come out pushing and shoving a bit.
Don't let people do that. There's a long way to go in this ball game. You've just dug yourselves a hole. We've just got to work our way back. We've got to get it back in dribs and drabs. We've got to learn the lessons from that final last Wednesday. We cannot come down and just gun. We've got to get into the offense and we've got to get the good stuff out. We've got a little man inside on Al, but if we force it, we won't get it to him. We've got to run it properly. We can get it to him all we like, but we've got to run it in the offense and get it inside where that little man is and let him make the layup. But above all, you've got to be able to stop him in the open court. You've got to be able to get back in.
Ken Cole making the comment there. They've got to start playing some decent offense. We've seen them bring the ball down the court too many times and gun off the first shot. Wayne Carroll at the stripe. Benny Lewis doing the job for the Coberg Giants with 29 points, 6 rebounds and 3 steals. As Adelaide in big trouble, 14 down. But we're only in the third quarter and 2 minutes to go in that one. Al Green on to Carl Luke, quickly to Darryl Pearce. And that's pretty much one-on-one offense for the Adelaide 36ers, and the ball comes back immediately to Coburg. Rod Hine, good pass, and that shot could have gone to the right, but a good grab from Bill Jones. And this will be a Coburg ball.
That was a great rebound by Jones.
He was up there, and they pulled him low again. Oh, just put a foot out over the end line to Davis, so Adelaide get the ball back. Let's see what Adelaide can do. Can they play some offense? And almost losing it straight away to Wayne Carroll. Another chance for them. Carl Luke trying to organise things. Green popping in low to Jones. Jones with the turnaround, and that looks so much better. That looks so much more structured. I imagine Ken Cole would like to see the cutters go through a bit. Run part of that shuffle offense they've been running. Wright takes it in low. Outside to Peter Blight. And he can't connect with the shot. Al Green's rebound. And Adelaide bring it away again. And a charging foul goes against Al Green. And the referee's certainly not endearing themselves to the partisan Adelaide crowd. And 4 fouls now against Al Green. So Adelaide with some troubles. Davis, Green, Mackay, all with 4 fouls. So we'll need some shuffling on the bench from Coach Cole. Right, quickly on to Carroll, takes on Carl Luke. And Adelaide's shooting percentage really fallen away. Now down to 42%. As against 54% for Coberg. And the 3-point try from Darryl Pearce is fouled. So he'll get 3 shots from the line. And fouled by Rod Hines. So it's exit Rod Hines. That's his 5th. And I said we've had some unusual calls in this game, Lynn. Now we've got the unusual one of a fellow to take 3 shots from the line. You don't see that all that often either.
No. Darryl Pearce indicating to the referees that they've been missing a lot of those arm fouls for the whole of the night. But he can't complain too much when he misses from the free throw line himself.
I think the greatest problem they had is in overall shot selection. Gee whiz. And that's unlike Darryl Pearce. Such a fine shooter. And missing on 2 and wobbling in the 3rd. So it's 94-83. We're inside the last half minute of the 3rd quarter. And Benny Lewis, that man who's done all the damage for Coberg, handling it at the point. Wayne Carroll, who's had a fine game also. Lewis, slow down stuff from Coberg, and Adelaide pinching it. Good hands from Peter Alloy. Al Green gets it quickly onto Darryl Pearce and connects with it finally on the fast break. Carl Luke tips it out over the sideline and foils the fast break attempt by Coberg. 3 seconds to go till 3/4 time, and it's Coberg 94-85. So they'll need a long pass here and a quick shot if they're going to score before the end of the 3rd quarter. There's the long pass. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. So the score at 3/4 time, Coberg 94, the Adelaide 36ers 85.
They're all crying about the refs and the calls that aren't coming too much instead of just getting out and bloody playing.
Yeah, Charlie was going very, very close there.
Sure.
Almost meant.
Keep on moving. A lot of times we're building pressure up on ourselves because the ball should obviously go in there, and it's not going in there, and then we're pulling it out and we're giving the
yes, please.
further on a worse position. If you get the ball, you still look inside. That's the object of the game. If we get the ball inside and we go for a shot inside, come on guys, we're going to lose it. That's the half of the game. The situation here is a long, long way to go. And don't kid yourself. We don't play to complain and lose. Let's go. We play how we play the league is to do the same thing that we're doing. Movement from the outside, a lot of hard work, we all get the force together. Play tough, guys, come on!
They would have been Jones in the game a lot more offensively.
Yeah. What about, can you get me game turnovers?
Outside shooters.
So the Adelaide 36ers have 12 minutes to get this game back. And some amazing statistics in this game. Adelaide out-rebounding Coberg 44-22. Well, why are Coberg so far in front? Because the 36ers have turned the ball over 25 times to Coberg's 9. Amazing stat line.
Yes, terrible ball handling from the 36ers, and I think a lot of it's reflected in their lack of offensive discipline, and they're making the hard pass and the bad pass, and Coberg are taking great advantage of it.
And a foul right away, as will go against Benny Lewis.
Foul for number 10, Benny Lewis.
And Coberg back to their opening lineup, so that means Chuck Harmison and Ray Borner are back in the game. And of course, you recall, they both have 4 fouls. So Owen Hewen has got them in very early in the fourth quarter, a lot earlier than I would have thought, and that's 3 seconds against Adelaide. So Coberg put that down as another turnover against Adelaide. Coberg with another opportunity to score. They lead by 9, 96-87. Mark Wright inside to Ray Borner. It's a while since he's taken a shot. He's spent most of the game on the bench. Wayne Carroll from the free throw line and makes it. He's a superb selector of a shot, Wayne Carroll. Doesn't take a lot in the game, but those he takes, he makes. 98-87. So Adelaide will have to start getting their act together very soon if they're going to hold their spot on the table. Jones shifting it on to Pierce. Al Green. And Jones, Davis losing it. And Wayne Carroll brings up his 20th point. So Al Green and Benny Lewis, 29 points each. And Darryl Pierce connects with the three-pointer, and it's 100-90, and we've still got 10 minutes to go, so it's going to be a huge score this game.
And if the Iceman Darryl Pierce can pick up his confidence, hit a couple of those outside shots, Adelaide can get back into the game.
And Ray Borner immediately replying with 2, 102-90. So that's something that Adelaide's going to have to do. They didn't do it early, was keep the ball away from Ray Borner. Another steal to Adelaide, to Coberg. Benny Lewis with the easy layup and makes the big backward dunk. Really rubbed salt into the wounds on that one. 104-90. So Benny Lewis with 31 points. Having a superb game. The three-point try again from Darryl Pierce. And really firing well. Lewis for Coberg. Inside they go to Borner again. And it comes out immediately to Benny Lewis. Right, slowing it down in the backcourt for Coberg. Plenty of movement in the Coberg offense, and the spins coming from Benny Lewis. Jump hook from Ray Borner, and doesn't fall. Chuck Harmison on the boards, and good block from behind. Coming from Davis, and it's a Coberg ball in the backcourt. 104-93. They have another chance to score here. Oh, cranking up to a three-pointer right, but takes it into the paint and scores with 2. I often wonder why some players do that. He had the easy shot from outside, except no three-pointers easy. He took it into the traffic and made a hard two-pointer. Three-point attempt again from Darryl Pierce. Can't make this one. And a foul is recorded against Bill Jones.
Well, I can't believe that call. Harmison was the one doing all the pushing and shoving. I thought Jones held his ground quite well and picked up the foul for doing the right thing.
He grabbed the rebound, and it's unusual to find the player with the rebound in front incurring the foul, but that's the way the referee saw it. Mark Wright again taken into the paint. Harmison makes 2 off the window, and Coberg go further ahead, 108-93. So Adelaide, at the moment, don't appear to have any answer at all. Their biggest hope is foul trouble, and there's one against Mark Wright. Fourth personal foul against Mark Wright. And Coberg, on a hot shooting spree in the fourth quarter, have connected on 7 from 7. In they go to Davis. Oh, big block there from Chuck Harmison. And away comes Carroll. Benny Lewis showing Al Green the moves, but Green had the good defense against it. And they go to Borner. Borner on the turn against... Oh, he had Bill Jones beaten, but he didn't figure on Davis from the other side.
Yeah, great help out by Davis.
Borner again. Now allowing the outside shot, but he declines it. Wayne Carroll, under plenty of pressure, takes the shot. Chuck Harmison flying on the boards, and Chuck Harmison doing a superb job at key times for Coberg. 110 to 93.
In the last quarter, Coberg are getting a lot of offensive rebounds that they weren't getting earlier in the game. The Adelaide West End 36ers got to get back to some basic blocking out on defence, and another turnover.
And the Coberg defence has been so strong. They've really put a real cork on this Adelaide offence. Warner to Carroll. Outside is Mark Wright. And they set it up in rather deliberate fashion again. Wright inside to Wayne Carroll, posting up, trying to use his size against Ray Wood. But here comes Adelaide for an easy one. Gives the big crowd here at Apollo something to cheer about, and there hasn't been too much since the early part of this game. 110 to 95 with 6.5 minutes to go. Benny Lewis can't make the reply, but Ray Borner can. And a little bit of pushing and shoving, and Al Green was fairly lucky there. As the timeout is called by Coach Ken Cole of the Adelaide 36ers. And Cole's an experienced coach, but he's going to need all his experience to pull Adelaide out of this one.
Can they come back, Phil?
Well, gee, they're down by 17 points with 6.5 minutes to go.
1, 2, 3 on the perimeter. Pass, use that screen, open up.
Not really a winnable lead, but the way the game's going, it looks like it.
Pick up straight away. We've got to stop getting killed here, or we cannot do anything about this game. We've got to pressure them full court. We can't walk back with them. There's a long way to go in this game. We've got to be strong. We've got to get these points back hard now. You've got to run at them in drives, get into the 1-3-1, come off it hard, go to the board strongly. You all got your matchups here? Let's go, gentlemen. Come on, let's go now. 6 to go.
Coach Cole's timeout, pretty much a carbon copy of his last one. Pretty much the same comments being made. He's waiting for his players to run some kind of offense. And not sure whether they can against this Coberg D. It's been so strong. They go to Jones. Outside shot to Bill Jones connects. It's the Coberg zone. Shifting pretty well. Right to Carroll. Slipping but hanging onto it. Lewis. And travelling Benny Lewis. Referee Crouch saw it. And it's 112 to 97.
I'd like to see the 36ers throw the ball inside to Jones.
Pretty tough for them. They've got Harmison and Borner inside there, working inside that zone. Oh, gee whiz. Got a call against Coberg this time, and it's going to go against Harmison. And that will be exit Chuck Harmison. That's his fifth.
And that's what they have to do, because Borner's playing this last quarter on 4 fouls. If they throw the ball inside, it's going to put a bit of pressure on. Either Borner has to make the decision to play good defence and not risk the foul, or don't play defence at all and stay on the floor.
Well, Harmison is replaced by Peter Blight, and Peter Blight did such a strong job with Harmison on the bench, so they're not losing a lot in that sub. But the big key, as you mentioned, Lynn, is that 4 foul count of Ray Borner's. If he can stay in there, Coberg are home. Ray Wood connecting for 2. And it's 112 to 99. You heard Coach Cole say there's a long way to go, and he's dead right. It's a long way in a basketball game. Now it's 5.5 minutes. Then they go to Carroll. Good handoff, but the defence was strong for Adelaide. The ball was met for Peter Blight. Here comes Darryl Pearce, and he's fouled by Mark Wright. And this is going to put Pearce at the free throw line.
And that's the sort of thing that Coberg have done for a lot of the game. They've gone out and made that hard foul. They've really hurt the 36ers physically, and consequently their offense has suffered because they've been looking over their shoulder, hearing a few footsteps.
So we've got Hind on the bench, and Big Chuck Harmison on the bench, as Coach Owen Hewen making a substitution, bringing in Davis. The Iceman, Darryl Pearce, at the free throw line. And he's been shaky from there tonight. Has 17 points against his name. And a number of those have come from three-pointers. But take him in closer, and he finds it tough to make. Makes one of two. 112 to 100. 4-point ball game with 5 minutes 20 left. Peter Blight for Coberg. Looking for a feed. And 3 seconds called against Coberg. So it doesn't take much to change a game around. A few calls to go against you. Turn the ball over, and suddenly another team can get back into it. Adelaide has that opportunity now. As Ray Wood handling the ball at the point for Adelaide. Darryl Pearce, and good hands there from Peter Blight, but Pearce gets the three-point attempt. That's a long way out. Ray Wood sneaking in from offensive board. Good hands from Ray Bourne as he dislodged it. And away comes Coberg again. And Coberg, I imagine, will try and use the ball up as much as they can now. Inside 5 minutes to go. They don't have to score quickly. Ray Bourne connecting. It's important that they do score each time down the floor.
What a great job Ray Bourne has done down in that position.
Superb player. Has to be the best all-time centre for Australia. And he's only a young man. There he is again, grabbing rebounds and scoring. Danny Lewis brings it back for Coberg. 114 to 100. Adelaide is certainly going to have to start pressuring on defence fairly soon. Lewis, two-point attempt, was inside the line. Warner misses that rebound. Jones has it. Pearce trying to find Ally down court, and Ally gets it back in and gets the push in the back from Wayne Carroll. So Ray Wood, pushed by Carroll, will go to the line and shoot 1-1. With Coberg in the bonus. 5 team fouls against Coberg for the quarter and 1 against the 36ers. And if there's a glimmer of hope, it's in that count for the Adelaide 36ers.
There's a great effort by Peter Rayleigh. He never gives up, always gives 100%. And Ray Wood is in a similar mould, and between them, these two players could lift the 36ers.
And good grab again by that man Ally. But away goes Coberg. Benny Lewis inside on the paint and travel. No basket. 3 3/4 minutes left. 114 to 101. Green in and forces the foul. Have to wait to see who it's on, Blight or Warner. And it's gone against Peter Blight.
Well, Green was determined that he was going to make that drive. He had Iceman free, went down underneath. He had 3 Coberg defensive players, was fouled, and should make these 2 from the line.
The trouble with Adelaide at the moment is that they might attempt to go to Al Green a bit too much. Often occurs when they do get into a little bit of a hole, they look for Green a bit too much. Well, he can be covered up on defence, which should open up someone else. Carroll, in low to Warner. Puts it out to Peter Blight. The crowd calling for 3 seconds, but Peter Allied grabs the rebound. Al Green again. Backs it out this time. Ray Wood, 3-point attempt. 114 to 106.
Well, Ray Wood's come onto the floor at a critical time and taken this game by the throat.
Adelaide has come back in this one. These people will bring the house down. Adelaide ball again. Saved by Al Green. Adelaide with another opportunity to score. Inside 3 minutes to go, and it's 114 to 106. Darryl Pearce, 3-point attempt, and makes it. Owen Ewan doesn't like what he's seeing on the floor, and is forced to call a timeout. 3 3-pointers from Darryl Pearce and 1 from Ray Wood have brought Adelaide back into this.
Yes, and the 36ers have lifted their defence. They're blocking out. They're starting to take control of the defensive boards again. They're running down the floor. Their shot selection is better. Eli setting nice screens. Ray Wood and the Iceman Darryl Pearce getting free. When they've got a chance to take that little bit of extra time, they're going to make that shot.
We only have 1 team foul. We only have 1 team foul. So if you give up a foul, in the back quarter, it is.
point that I made just a couple of minutes ago. One team foul. I said with a glimmer of hope. It's certainly starting to look strong for them now because Coberg have 6. But still, Coberg in the driver's seat. They're in front by 5, 114 to 109. The momentum at the moment with Adelaide. Certainly the crowds with Adelaide. They haven't had a lot to cheer about, but they've certainly found their voices in the last couple of minutes. Benny Lewis to Carroll. Screen from Ray Borner. Carroll looked to get it back to Borner, but he was well covered up by Jones. Davis can't find a passing lane, and that's a tie-up. And the ball will go back to Adelaide. The new rule this year used to be a jump ball, but the defence is rewarded now with the ball.
Yeah, that's a bad error from Davis. He had a mismatch with Darryl Pearce.
Three-pointer from Ray Woods, doesn't make it. Benny Lewis's rebound. Wayne Carroll away. Still Coberg by 5. Light out to Carroll. No place for the faint-hearted in this game. Ray Borner from the free throw line can't make it. And Coberg get the ball back. So they can use this one up. No, they get a new shot clock as a result of that shot. So they have 20 seconds left on the shot clock. 1 minute 50 left on the game clock, and they're up by 5. Carroll to Blight. They're using this ball up now. Adelaide have to get the ball off them. Benny Lewis taking it in low on the turnaround. Crowd asking for a charging foul. And Al Green away off the fine pass from Bill Jones. A big dunk. 114 to 111. What a game.
What a great rebound from Jones. Green took off. Jones kept his eye down the floor and made the long pass.
Ray Borner, here's a clutch basket. Can't make it. It's Davis's rebound and he's fouled. So Davis is going to go to the free throw line. That's Steve Davis for Coberg. As a result of the Bill Jones foul, and that's Bill Jones' 5th.
There's certainly a lot of pushing and shoving and bodies and elbows that were going on in there, but the hands foul was the one that was called.
So that's a key play right there. Bill Jones going up with 5. And Steve Davis at the free throw line for Coberg.
A lot of pressure on Steve Davis now. 3-point lead, 1 minute and 14 seconds to play. And he has the opportunity to take Coberg 2 points further in front.
For 1-1-1. A minute 14 left. And what a minute 14 we're going to have. Adelaide have to score fairly quickly. They can't muck around with the ball like Coberg can. Green to Pearce. Green from Allied. 3-point attempt from Darryl Pearce. That's why they call him the Iceman.
That is a hell of a shot to make, and there might have even been a foul.
What? 4 3-pointers this quarter for Darryl Pearce. 116, 114. Tough defense coming from Adelaide now. 38 seconds left in the game. 7 seconds left on the shot clock as Benny Lewis fires up a 3-point attempt. They get a new shot clock. Peter Blight can't make the shot. And Ray Borner can. And that might have iced it. That's 4 points in it now. 118 to 114 and 20 seconds left. That shot of Ray Borner's could have put the game away. Good. They have to get a shot off quickly. It has to be a 3-pointer. It's in the hands of Green. Takes it into the paint. This will be for 2. Coberg won't mind the 2-pointer. Only 4 seconds left in the game. Benny Lewis will run the shot clock down. That's the end of the ball game. And it's all over. What a nail-biter we had here at Apollo. And the final score. The Coberg Giants 118, the Adelaide Sixers 116.
Benny Lewis from the line take the 3-point.
Okay, but we're going to do some more, or Lou? I was just thinking about trying to get an interview with someone. Kempi usually likes to.
The point scorer
shit, we just missed something now. You're right.
2 shots.
Oh, there's 2 more points scored there with all those people on the floor.
20 points apiece.
Shit, oh dear.
Wayne Carroll and number 15 Ray Warner, and 33 points on the 10 Tony Lewis.
They must have made a call right on the buzzer.
Yeah, right. They
Oh,
was.
yeah, the intentional foul, but they don't usually give them shots there once the game's over.
No. In fact, I thought the foul was called after the siren went anyway.
Yeah, our score is 118 to 116, Lou, but it's 120 to 116.
24 points to number 4 Darryl Pierce.
Yeah.
And top scoring is 37 points.
It'll be interesting to hear what Coley's got to say after that.
Okay, I'll try and grab Coley. Okay, which camera can we use? Okay. He mightn't talk to me though because he wasn't very impressed about the last game we did.
You're rolling back in the van?
Only got to be pretty happy with that one.
Oh, extremely. More for the players. I think they've been under a bit of pressure the last few weeks. We're in a situation where everyone knows we've got a lot of talent, but we're a bit spasmodic.
On that subject, there had been a few rumours of a bit of troubles in the Coberg camp.
No, I don't think that's ever been that situation. We're like any side, we've got a bit of pride, and if we lose, well, we're not too happy about it. And if they weren't that way, I'd be disappointed in them anyway.
I thought you were going to run out of horses there for a while.
Yeah, we probably were a bit lucky at the end in that situation, but we struck some injury when one of our boys twisted his ankle before we actually warmed up in Perth. And he would have made a bit of difference because he can carry the ball up the court. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, son. Thank you. Good. Thanks, son.
You'll be back next week.
So,